when one reads your work, at least I get the feeling that it is a direction which is contrary to a previous direction that economics was taking, which was trying to export its way of thinking into other fields,
Yes.
such as sociology and etc., like this Becker approach, which some people have said is a kind of economic imperialism. But when one reads your work, one feels that you are bringing in stuff from other areas of thought into economics. I was wondering if you have given any thoughts in terms of that to the importance of doing more interdisciplinary research.
Yeah. I think actually that a lot of the work I've done is actually remarkably similar to Becker. That somehow what Becker does is Becker takes things and adds to the utility function. And he takes things that come from history, for example, or just observation, like his initial book on discrimination. I think we have to understand how innovative that was at the time that he wrote that book. I think just before the Brown v. Topeka, Kansas decision about segregated schools. It's remarkably early to have written something on discrimination. And I think that actually when you look at my work, I've actually taken a lot from Becker. So we're following where Becker goes, and we're just adding actually not that much to Becker. But then, interestingly, we get new conclusions. So, I think if you tweak Becker just a little bit, you come out right at the center of standard sociology. So I'm very much in the Becker camp, and I think we add just a little bit, and we get a lot of interesting results.
In that more or less same line, there has been a strong influence, especially of your work on asymmetric information, in building the foundations of the new institutional economics. And it has recently gained coverage because of the Nobel Prize given to Oliver Williamson and Elinor Ostrom. I was wondering if you have any take on the new institutional economics and its importance.
Okay. So I think that it isn't just asymmetric information, which does play a role in the new institutional economics, but it's also the role of norms. And the role of norms, of course, is where Elinor Ostrom comes in, because her emphasis in her work is on norms and how norms are what's needed to get institutions to work well. So in the presence of the asymmetrical information, which makes it hard to govern institutions and to have institutions work, then what you need is norms. And that, I think, is one of the places where I think economics is going to go in seeing what the role of norms is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this emphasis on norms, cultural values, that you have been discovering has an important impact in macroeconomic issues, for example. How do you think plays a role in thinking about increasingly multicultural societies, increasingly intercultural negotiations in a globalized world?
I think it has major place, but I think one of the things about norms that you have that is central is that norms are situational. So you have some norms in one context, and you shift the context, and then you have another norm. And these norms are very important in how people behave. You bring people into a situation where they have to fit some norm, and it is truly amazing the extent to which people feel almost some kind of innate need in order to fit the norms. Just watch people form a line of some sort, and there are customs as to what you form when you form a queue or a line, and people feel just an urge. It's somehow spontaneous that people feel that they have to do whatever that social custom is, and this applies not just in the small, which is like in forming a line, but it occurs in almost everything that we do, that these norms really play an immensely important role in how we feel about ourselves and how we act. So economists say that people act according to economic self-interest, which of course they do, but in addition to acting according to economic self-interest, they also act according because people feel an urge, a really important urge, to fit into the norms of how they should behave.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.